Hello, everybody. Today's show is a very exciting show. Last week, we talked about connecting to find the client code. This week, we're going to be connecting to use the client code. So, last week, as I remind you, you went through the three questions. And of course, you can expand on that as we go forward. You'll see there's a way to expand on those questions. And the three questions are: who found the problem, when you first had the issue here? Who's the person who found the problem in your family or in your home? Uh, what did that person say when they found the problem? And the third question is: what was that like? What was the experience like when you had to stay home from work, or you heard that you had no hot water, you had no heat or no air conditioning, and now you have your mom coming in from out of town? And you could even go back and hit the three questions again with other people if the customer brings other people into it. Like, yeah, it's really stressful because my mom's coming into town. Really, what did your mom say when she heard that there was no air conditioning? Well, she doesn't know that. Oh my goodness, what's that like when your mom's coming in and she doesn't even know there's no air conditioning or there's no hot water? That's stressful. And then you get the code again, the stressful or the anxiety or I'm worried, right? Or it could be I'm happy, or it could be a bunch of other things for codes, right? So there's either victories or challenges you're looking for when it comes to the client code. Now, this week, we're going to take those three questions, and of course, you're free to expand on those if you hear other people being introduced in the course of asking those questions. Yeah, especially because the kids, it's just getting started back in school. Really, what did the kids say when there was no hot water? They couldn't take a shower or bath, right? You go back into that. What's that like when the kids can't even take a bath in your home? Again, you're back into that, letting the client express the code, listening to the words that the client says that explain what the impact of the situation is for them, for their family, and for other people visiting the home. Now, furthermore, we're going to take it this week. We're going to go through those three questions again, and then we are going to find the code, and then we're going to use that code when it comes to the worksheet as you see here. And so the three questions are: so, John, now you could start more general if you'd like to. You could say something like, so how many years have you owned the house, right? Something like that. How old is the home? Really? How many people use the heating and air conditioning and the plumbing in the home? Who found the problem? So you could transition into it if you'd like to do it that way. Who found the problem? Really? Oh my goodness, your wife found the problem? What did she say? She said we have no hot water or we have no power in our master bedroom. Oh my goodness! What did you say to her? Well, I said, oh my goodness, we got to do something. And what did she say to you? Well, she said that I got to stay home from work today to get this thing fixed. And what's that like when you had to stay home and wait for an electrician or wait for the plumber? Okay, now you're going to get the code. That's stressful, Joe. Very stressful. Really? What did your wife say it was like when she found the problem? She said she had anxiety because her mom's coming to visit. Oh my goodness, what did your mom say? She didn't even talk about it. We didn't. That's why we got to get this thing fixed. And so when a client says that's why we got to get it fixed, or that's why we got to get this problem solved, then you know it's time to get back to solving the problem. And then you can say, okay, John, well then let me take a look at everything, and I'll go ahead and work up some, give you a full report on the system. I'll take a look at the whole system here, give you a full report, and then give you some premium, mid-range, and economy choices to get the problem fixed. Now, with that, you've now go ahead and diagnose the technical problems while you're at it. And then you come back and return to the homeowner and look at the worksheet at the very bottom. We're going to use the code when explaining the problems and the solution. Probably more correctly, the client will use the code and not us. And so we reapproach the client and say, you know what, John, I don't like what I'm seeing here. The problems are actually worse than I thought. Really, what's going on? Well, what did you tell me before? Right now we have a fracture in the hot water containment system is the main problem here. Or we have an electrical fault in the main distribution system. Or we have an electrical fault in the outdoor heat rejection system. But you know what stresses me, what gets me even more concerned is, well, what did you say before when you said that you had to stay home from work and wait for the heating and air conditioning guy or the plumber or the electrician. And they're going to say, I said it was stressful. I said, yeah, Joe, that's what I thought. And that's really what concerns me the most is the impact that this problem is having on your family. And so what I did is I worked up several solutions, the premium solution being the best, and the mid-range and the economy. Either way, take a look at all of them and choose what's right for your family. But before I go any further, Joe, I just want to let you know one thing. Your family is lucky to have somebody like you to help this situation through, to see it through in this time of stress for you and Julie and Wyatt and Karen. And definitely, I am proud and honored to be here for you. So thank you so much for sharing that with me before we get started. Well, thank you so much. It's what's going to happen, right? The magic moment could be there. We're going to talk about that next week, how magic moments arrive in these situations. And then you're going to go into the solution. Well, John, the top option is called the Platinum Plus Joe and Julie's No Stress Hot Water Renovation, or the Platinum Plus John and Linda No Anxiety Hot Water Renovation, or electrical panel renovation, or electrical distribution renovation, or refrigerant system renovation, whatever the mechanical system. Look at the title and make sure you hit all of those areas. Number one, the value, Platinum Plus or Signature Series, right? The name of the client, John and Laura, and then what do you seek to do for them? Peace of mind, no anxiety, no more stress. And then what's the mechanical system? Electrical panel renovation. Let's go ahead and work through these solutions, starting with the 3 questions. And of course, you can expand on those questions if you like. Listen for us to mention other people who we're bringing into it, then ask what did they say or what was that like as well, to expand on these solutions. If you feel like you want to do a magic moment in the course of doing that, that's what we're going to cover next week. We're going to show you how you can extend these conversations, so while you're diagnosing, you can definitely talk about the challenges and victories the family's having. And then you're going to get that code, and then you're going to use the code when you're explaining the problems. Just say, Joe, what did you say before when you said you found this problem? And we were stressed or we were frustrated. That's what I call this, the Platinum Plus, no frustrations for Joe and Julie, electrical panel renovation. I did this for you because I want to make sure we have no frustrations anymore. The top option includes the new complete light commercial grade electrical distribution panel. And I did this for you, Joe, because I know that, the reliability is a very important thing for you since you travel for business. I did this because I want you to have peace of mind when you travel. And then that goes throughout, carries out throughout the entire presentation as you go through all the different things that are in your top option. Well, that's all we have for now. I hope, let's do this and make sure that we ask the 3 questions, expand as you see fit, magic moment if you want to throw it in there. But at the very least, the 3 questions, find the code, ask people what the code was again when you explain the problem. The problem is whatever fracture in the hot water containment system. What did you say before about that hot water system not working? Yeah, stressful. That's why I did this, Joe. It's called the Platinum Plus No Stress for Joe and Julie Hot Water Renovation, or whatever mechanical system is going on. We'll go ahead and work through it right now. Enjoy this worksheet. Next week, we will be back, and we will now introduce the magic moments into this process as well. Have a great one, everybody.